A very good morning to all. Moving on to the next one, answer the following questions. So let's read out the first question. Describe the different types of feathers of a bird. So we discussed that there are three types of feathers, that is the down feather, the body feather and the flight feather. And you can write the answer as the small and fluffy feathers that cover the whole body, give shape and keep the body warm. So which feather cover the body of the bird? That is the body feather. And which feather keeps the body of the bird warm? That is the down feather. And the long and flat feathers on the wings and the tail which helps a bird to fly. That is called the flight feathers. So flight feathers are present on the wings and tail of a bird. And some birds have colorful feathers. So that is the answer for this question. Moving on to the second one. Give two examples to show that all birds do not have the same type of feet. So we learned that different birds have different types of feet. So let's have two examples to make it clear. Birds have different types of feet. The toes of water birds, such as ducks and swan, are joined by soft and thin skin. They are called webbed feet and help the birds to swim. So we learned about water birds. And what type of feet do they have? They have webbed feet. And this webbed feet helps them to swim. And hawks and eagles, they have strong feet with sharp claws. So what about birds like eagles and hawks? They are flesh-eating birds. And these birds have sharp and strong claws which helps them to hold their prey. And that feet is called as talons, which helps to catch and grip small animals. So the swimming birds have webbed feet, and flesh-eating birds have what type of feet? They have talon feet. Coming to the third one, why do birds build nest? So why do they build nest? Birds build nest to lay eggs, and after a few days, baby birds hatch from eggs. And birds stay in the nest till they are able to fly. So that is the answer. So why do birds build their nest? They build their nest to lay eggs. And the young ones hatch from the eggs. And once they are able to fly, they stay in the nest till they are able to fly. Moving on to the fourth one. Why do different birds have different kinds of beaks? Why? Because it depends on the eating habit of the bird. So different birds eat different food. So let's see the answer. Birds eat with their beaks. They do not have teeth. So do they have teeth? No. They eat with their beak. The size and shape of the beak depends on the type of the food the bird eats. And hence different birds have different beaks. So the birds have different beaks. Why? Because it depends on the food they eat. Different birds eat different types of food. So what about the beak of an eagle and beak of a parrot? Is that same? No, it differs. So likewise, different birds have different beaks, depends on the food they eat. Moving on to the next question. List the features that helps bird fly. So we learned that there are some special features that helps the bird to fly. The body of a bird is shaped such that it can move easily through the air. So they have some special features that helps them to fly easily through the air. Next one. The bones are hollow and filled with air. This makes its body lightweight and helps to float easily in the air. So in the last class we learned that these birds, the bones of birds are different from the bones of human beings. Why? They have these air pockets which makes their body lighter and helps them to cut easily through the air. So this is the answer for this question. Coming to the next one, think and answer. So let's read out and discuss the answer. Raj and Jahan live in a village in India. One day, Raj told Jahan that he had seen some penguins in the lake near the village. Was Raj right? So what is the answer? Can we see a penguin in a village? No. Where do penguins live? Penguins live in cold places. So you can write the answer as Raj was wrong because penguins live in very cold places. Coming to the second one. Name a national bird. So which is our national bird? Peacock. What does it eat? So what does it eat? It eats plants, leaves, seeds and lizard. And the other question is it a herbivore, a carnivore or an omnivore? So what is the answer? It is a omnivore. Animals which eat both plants and animals, we call it as omnivore. And peacock is an omnivore because it eats both plants and animals. Coming to the second one, you have to give reasons for these questions. Ducks have webbed feet. So, ducks have webbed feet that enables them to swim. The webbed feet of the ducks or swans helps them to swim. The second one, eagles have strong feet with sharp claws. So, what is the answer? Eagles have strong feet and claws to catch and grip small animals. So these are flesh-eating animals and they have a strong and sharp feet in order to catch its prey and hold them while flying. Moving on to the third one. Ostrich have feet with only 2 toes. So we learned that all other birds have 4 feet, but ostrich have only 2 toes. So the answer is reduced number of toes helps the ostrich to run faster. So the reduced number of toes helps this bird to run faster. Why? Because these birds cannot fly. Moving on to the next one, there is a conversation between 2 girls. So let's read out and find the answers. Priya, have a look at my new pet, the little parrot. And what's this Preeti saying? Wow, it's so cute. Where did you get it from? Priya, I found it in my garden with a burst wing. My mom nursed it. I fed it with nuts and now it is much better. Preeti, wonderful. Why don't you keep it in a cage? Else it will fly away. So the Priya replies, my mom says that little bird is meant to fly, not to be kept in a cage. And Preeti replies, yes, your mom is right. So that is a conversation between the 2 girls, Preeti and Priya. So below that you can see some questions. So let's think and answer this. Do you agree with Priya's mother? Why or why not? So the question is to us. So do you agree to Priya's mother? So what she says that the birds are not meant to be kept in cage. They are meant to fly. Is that answer right? Is it right? Yes. So birds, we should give the freedom for them to fly. So they should not be caged. The second one, could you like to be free to move about or be locked up in a room? So do you like to be locked in a room or do you like to move freely? So what is your opinion? So we all love to move freely, right? So do any one of us like to be locked in a room? No. We all love to move around freely. So even the birds should be given the freedom to move around freely and we should not keep them in the cage. Coming to the next one, there is an activity zone. You have 3 questions given with 3 clues. So what you have to do is, you have to read this clue and write down the answer. You can write it, you can do this by yourself. Moving on to the next one. This is an activity that you can do. What you have to do is, you can make bookmarks. You know what are these bookmarks? So we actually use these bookmarks to mark the page of the book. So I hope you have seen the bookmarks. So what you have to do is, you can draw and color the bookmarks. So you can draw and color pictures in the bookmark. And what you have to do here is, you can write a caption. You can write a caption on the bookmark about how to create awareness to grow more plants. So you can do a bookmark. So you can prepare any number of bookmarks. It's all up to you. And you can do this and do send a picture in the Microsoft Teams. And the last one, let me ask you, have you heard about the scientist named Charles Darwin? So this Charles Darwin was a naturalist. You know who is a naturalist? The person who is expert in the natural world is called as the naturalist. And this Charles Darwin, during his research work, found finches. They found birds called finches. And he found 12 types of finches. And he observed that all these 12 types of finches have different beaks. And he came to a conclusion that different types of birds have different types of beaks, depends on the food they eat. So this is about the scientist named Charles Darwin, and Charles Darwin was a naturalist. Who is a naturalist? The person who is expert in the natural world is called as naturalist. So we are done with this chapter, and the name of the chapter was birds. And what did we learn in this chapter? We learned about birds around us. We learned about the body parts of a bird. And we learned about the different types of feathers of a bird. Then we learned about the beaks, the feet, and the nest of birds. I hope you understood this chapter. Write down the answers in your notebook. So we'll meet in the next class with a new topic. Till then, thank you.